I am so ready to chat. Today's video is going to be technically a repot, but I just want to catch up and share some thoughts, concerns, where I've been over the past few months, and show you guys a cool repot along the way. If you guys are new here, I would say I am focused on refining my collection. So I am in the process of trying to match the plants that match my current home aesthetic or what I'm trying to go for. So some of the plants in my collection haven't really fit that vibe and they are in the process of being rehomed. I'm just doing a complete 180, not even a complete 180. I'm just having a more refined vision. So if you find that you are at the point when you're with your collection where maybe you've collected a lot of plants and you're wanting to just refine is the only word I can think of, like scale things back a little bit and be more intentional with all of the smaller details of owning plants, like plant styling, the pot selection, where you're placing them and why, and kind of curating a home that is specifically designed with plants in mind, but it's like a very cohesive vibe. That is kind of my focus for this channel. I think this plant fits this bill. Another aspect that I'm looking for in plants right now is moving towards things that are non-toxic for the majority. Not all of my plants are going to end up being non-toxic, but I do have a 8-month-old puppy now, and I kind of want to be mindful while we are still in the process of trusting him around plants. So this money tree is non-toxic, and I think it kind of fits the minimalistic mid-century vibe that I'm trying to lean towards. I think this plant in a few years will be amazing because I'm kind of also switching towards large statement plants. This one will need a couple years, but I think it'll be so cool. So in this video, we're going to not only repot it, I'm going to show you how I finish my plants with like topsoil or top dressing, and we're also going to prune this back and potentially unbraid it because I just want it to look a little bit less compact and less structured. We're going to see if she's open to that. I'm not sure. She seems pretty stiff in there, but yeah, let's get into it and kind of just talk. If you are not subscribed and if that intro seems interesting to you, I would definitely say make sure you're subscribed. Comment below. I have not talked to any of you guys in so long. I would love to know what you're up to, how things have been. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, we're gonna switch the angle up so you can kind of see me working as we talk. I do have a baby gate over here, which is not necessarily fitting the aesthetic that I'm trying to go for, but that is okay. We are just going to pretend like that is not there. First and foremost, I have been gone for quite some time. Honestly, it ended up being such a long break from YouTube that I don't even want to count the amount of months that I was away for. It came in like a wave of like getting into a new home, replacing the plants, and then being so, I would say, focused on like tending to the home and getting things back to a normal like living arrangement that I kind of put my plants on the back burner. And then that ended up kind of just going down like a negative spiral of forgetting about my plants, being overwhelmed about my plants. And it got so rough and so dark at a certain point that I was just like, you know what? I actually think like maybe I'll keep a couple plants, but I'm basically just going to pretend that this whole YouTube plant content thing never happened and I'm going to just fall off the face of the earth. That's kind of where I was at with plants for a while. I think that there's just phases in life where, I don't know, you feel like you don't have time for certain hobbies and it makes you think that you don't enjoy them anymore. It's important to not make rash decisions when you're going through that. So I kind of just sat with it and let myself show up the best way that I could. And if that meant some plants got neglected, then some plants got neglected. And I know a lot of like bigger creators have talked about this. Sometimes you just go through phases where there's plant casualties because of a result of neglect, and it's super unfortunate, but it is part of it. And I think when you do go through those periods, it's just a good wake-up call to, for me, I take it as like, okay, I'm gonna need to scale back my collection and also focus on things that plants that are a little bit more hardy when it comes to neglect. I think like plants that are a little bit more forgiving when you go through phases like that. So at this point, the plants that have made it are pretty robust, I would say. It just lets me not stress as much because I know that there's some wiggle room when it comes to like who needs water and can they make it a little bit longer. Like nothing in my collection really at this point is going to wither away if I forget it for a few days past its watering. So that is like phase one to helping myself not spiral out and end up looking at like a whole bunch of dead plants and then making it even worse and feeling horrible about myself. For example, this plant is a really good fit for me because these chunky like stalks hold a lot of water, so she can kind of fend for herself if she goes through periods of neglect, and I really appreciate that about her. I do have this little mesh screen. I always put these at the bottom of my pots so I don't have too much sediment that comes out. It ends up making a mess long term, and I just don't have time for that. This is mainly a cactus mix that I have pre-made. It's from a local nursery here. It's got a lot of rocks and perlite, so it's gonna be pretty fast drying. Maybe it should be a little bit more chunky, but I don't know how picky a money tree is with things like this. We're just gonna see how this goes. This pot is pretty big, I will admit, considering it's in terracotta and considering that I am a chronic underwaterer. I think it will be okay. You just need to be mindful of the size of the vessel that you're putting it in compared to the root system. So this isn't like, I don't know, I don't think it's like underwhelming, and it's also like not the largest root system that I've ever seen. So I feel pretty good about this. We are going to come in and backfill, and then we will do some top rocks on top. So basically I went through a phase of not even like plant burnout. I would say it was more so just like, I don't even think this is for me. And then I've talked about this before. If anyone that's watching like makes content as well, I'm sure you get it. It is hard being a creator and like comparing yourself to people that have like crazy collections, like Sydney the plant guy and like the poles that he does. And like, I'm pretty sure he lives in like Australia or something, and there's crazy humidity. Like his collection is just insane. And then you have people like Wild Fern, who has just like the most insane, crazy collection that I've ever seen in my life. Like there's people that it's obvious why they have the audience that they do, because their collection is just like so cool. Like you can't see anything else like it anywhere else. And I started to think, as I was like going through this process and downsizing my plants, the more concerned I became with thinking that I'm not necessarily going to have enough to offer to warrant a YouTube channel, because I feel like so often I'm watching people that just have an insane collection that I personally can't relate to. But I'm in the process of convincing myself that there is a niche for smaller plant collectors that have super, super curated collections that maybe are more attainable for people and more like easy to care for, realistic to care for. So I'm hoping that that is the case, because that's where this is headed, and I really still would like to make videos. I just want to make sure like there's a niche for it, I guess. So in short, I've basically just been overthinking my whole entire life when it comes to plants, and I've also been comparing myself to different creators and just feeling like, what even am I doing right now? Like, how are you going to scale back your collection but also like have enough to talk about and enough to share that will be interesting for people? That was the main source of my crash out. We ended up rescuing a dog in the midst of all of that. And once that happened, I was like, oh, like he is getting all of my time. I've kind of been in that era all of May and then most of June. So in July, I guess, I don't know. That's kind of been where I've been and what I've been up to, but we are back. We are working through it. I'm honestly really excited I just think the YouTube plant community is like one of the sweetest communities ever, and I'm so excited to be back to making videos. If you have creators that have like smaller collections that you really enjoy watching, I would love to know who they are if you want to leave comments below. I feel like there really is like a niche for everything. I don't know. I tend to overthink things and then spiral out. It's kind of like my go-to method. So it is really a fun time. But that, I think, pretty much covers it. I'm pretty excited to film a home tour soon. Being in a home is so much like, it takes a little bit longer to get the plants how you want to get them because everything is like much more spread out. So it seems like my collection is even more barren. So I'm trying to collect a few more plants before I do that. But I think once I upload that video, I will definitely feel a lot better, because at that point, I obviously will feel like pretty good about my collection. So I think that's gonna be like the turning point for me to like really get back into this. Okay, I think that is enough yapping. You guys get the gist. Now I want to work on shaping this a little bit more. Now I want to kind of just like lessen the amount of foliage that this has because it's just looking a little bit wonky. I think what I want to do is kind of arch it like this, just so it's a little bit more shaped up. When you are pruning something, make sure that you're looking at it from all different angles. I'm gonna come in at a 45-degree angle and go right below a node. So in between two nodes, I'll give you guys a close-up of that. This is the area that I want to cut. I'm going to go in between. You can see this is a node right here and that is a node right there. I'm going to go at a 45 and chop. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to take this long one back. Now this is just a stem, like an offshoot. So I guess I'm just going to chop her off right here. And I'm just going to continue shaping her accordingly so she has more of a intentional shape. I know some people don't love chopping a plant back, but I used to be a hairstylist and this is kind of just in my nature. So we are gonna make some pretty significant cuts, but I think it will just help her be a little bit more bushy as she grows. I'm wondering if I take this one off. Okay, I'm gonna clean up the center too, just so I can show a little bit more of her trunk. And some of these are like 3-leaf wonders anyway, so I don't think they will be too messed. I like to like pretend to hide some of these too so I can get a better idea. What do we think? Do I leave that one or do I not? I think I cut it. I don't know, it like almost looks good. We're gonna look at it from different angles. This side probably needs to be exposed to light a little bit more because it kind of looks like it has holes. See, this one's bothering me, but if I take this, then it's really gonna look barren on that side. I'm gonna do it. Hot take, but I am going to do it. See, we've got more of that like umbrella shape here, and I'm really liking it. Let's check it from like one more angle. I think that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna finish it with some top rock. This probably isn't the best option for top rock. I'm using Akadama. It doesn't hold its weight enough to really do what I probably need it to do, but I do like the look of it because it kind of matches the terracotta. You probably want to wear a mask when you do that. There's a whole bunch of like debris in there. I just love that it's in like the same tonal family as like the trunk of the tree and the pot. I think this looks so much better. When I do water things that have topsoil on them or top dressing on them, I try to just water it very slowly and not hit it with too much water at once. The last thing I want to do is see if I can move some of these branches and kind of unbraid them. I don't want to do too much with this, and to be honest, I actually probably should have unbraided it and then pruned it back, but here we are. I just want to see if I can have her look a little bit more wonky and just have like more of like an organic freeform shape. Let me know if you think I should wire this. I think it would be kind of cool if I started to like have these branch out a little bit more, but I might be doing too much with that. She like really wants to be braided. Let me step away and see what this looks like. I honestly do kind of like it. Like it's not perfect, but there's just something about a braided money tree that I respect, but I don't love for myself. Oh no, now I'm getting like deep in the weeds here. I kind of had a feeling that this would happen. I just need to see now what it would look like unbraided. Okay, I'm not liking that as much. So I'm gonna twist some of this back in. Let's see what we think about this. I think that looks fine. We got a little bit of a crisscross, but she can kind of just have a little bit more shape outside of just a standardized braid. Let me know what y'all think. Maybe I just like completely messed this up, but this is the finished product. I think it looks really nice and it looks just much more intentional now. I love the Akadama on top of this. I think it looks amazing, fantastic, wash pot, 10 out of 10. I just think this looks so pretty and so good now. I don't know if I did the right thing unbraiding some of this, but like I said, I just wanted it to look more so like just a little bit more undone than that braid was. I think this is so pretty and I'm really happy with how she turned out. All right, you guys, we are done with this repot. I think it turned out really, really well. I have Jay over here at the side looking so sad. I don't think he's a fan of me filming YouTube videos. He kind of just like stares at me and he's like, who are you talking to? He like knows it's just him and I home right now. And I think he's just like, what's the deal? Like, why are you like talking to yourself? I hope you guys enjoyed a more chatty repot. I don't do these too often, but I feel like the OG subscribers are the ones who stick around for things like this and give the best feedback and advice. And I think what I should have said earlier is let me know what you guys are looking for. Like, what is relatable to you guys when it comes to your plant collection? What are you hoping to see more of from different creators? What do you like that you think maybe others don't typically like? Like, I know some people just want to see like amazing, cool, rare plants that are like impossible to find. But what are you looking for that's actually realistic to see in your own life that could be of use or interest or relatable or whatever the word is? Let me know down below and hopefully I can fill some of those gaps. But I think that's it. It is so good to be back. I'm so happy to be back on the plant side of the YouTube community, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much.